Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and today we're going to make some tags, and we're going to make, I think it's Melina's challenge, tags with creative tucks. But what we're going to do also is we're going to use various products that we have laying around our house or on our desk, wherever, to make these tags out of. I know a lot of people say, well, I don't want to use all my scrapbook paper or I don't want to use all my cardstock to make tags with. You don't have to. There's lots of other things that you can make tags with. You know, I always use packaging to make tags with. This is packaging from some stickers, I think. Yeah, from the stickers that we got at one time. And look at that. That's pretty in itself. All I do is cut off this top part that has that little Japanese writing on there, or Chinese, whatever, and then I make tags out of those. Just cover the back and you've got a beautiful tag right there. Also, you can make tags out of book pages. We're going to do some of those. You can make tags and journaling cards out of your index cards. So we'll make some of those. And then here's some more packaging. This is just some packaging that we got with some of those little antique books. And that's it's good, nice and thick, so it's a good way to make some tags from that as well. All right, let's just start with this packaging. We haven't done a tag out of that yet, and I've just pulled out some various things that we can use to do the creative tucks, as she called it. Now, I started to cut this little part right here off. This is the little part that folded around the book pages, but then I thought, well, she said creative tucks, so we're going to use this for a creative tuck. So I'm just going to fold it down really good there. And I'm going to cover this with something, some kind of paper. I'm just going to pull out my scraps because this is a scrap buster challenge, isn't it? And we'll do some covering with some of our scraps. Just going to pull out a few pieces and then we'll get started putting these together. Now this is scrap pieces of scrapbook paper. You can use scrap pieces of digitals. Use what you have. Use what's in your stash. I'm just going to find one that's close to the size I need and use it. That way I don't have to cut it down so much. Now I'm not going to use that one because when I fold that over, it's going to take away from that. Or I could do it like this, because that doesn't have to go all the way back. Let's try that. Then we'll cover this with something else. This is experimenting here. So today I'm feeling a little bit better. Got a little bit more energy. Been doing quite a few things this morning, so I'll probably zap out in a little while. But I thought I would go ahead and get a video going, because I do need tags. I told you guys the other day I have just about used up all of my tags. Now I'll probably stitch around most of these, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting the glue right to the edge. Yeah, that'll work. It just kind of peeks out the bottom, or the side, the bottom side. I'm going to move my little nonstick craft mat over here because I'm going to get messy. I can tell already. And I probably put that a tiny bit crooked, but that's okay. It's not going to show in the long run, so we'll just let it go. So if you've got packaging, I know most of us have packaging and you haven't thrown it away. Don't throw away your packaging. Use it. Recycle. Grab your packaging out and just take a look at it and see what you can do with it. Alright, so that is going to be pretty. And then I want to cover this with something, but I don't want to cover this with anything that's going to take away from that. So I need just some light colored paper, and I think that would work right there. Let's see if this piece is going to be long enough. Nope. Okay, let's try this one. That piece will be long enough. So I'm just going to glue that down and then I'll trim it. Okay, so there is that. I like that. so far. Yes. Now I think since the top is rounded, I'm going to go ahead and round the bottom. Maybe this, yeah, it'll round it. There we go. We've got the top and bottom rounded. Now you can go ahead and cut this in a tag shape if you want. Let me see. I may not cut it, but just a tiny, tiny bit. I'm just going to use the smallest one of my little tag templates here. And cut that, and then I'll flip it over. Cut this side. So, and see, we're going to glue this down anyway, so it's not going to matter that that is in a little tag shape there. If you want to, you can cut this off and just have the smaller part down here. You know, we might do that. Hold on. Second thought, let's just cut this off right across there. Whoops. Okay, and then let's round this. See, this is inventing as you go along. That's what you do. Yeah, I think I like that much better. But now we need to put a little piece of paper there, which is not a problem. We've got plenty of paper. So we just put a little scrap piece right there. I think I'll actually just put this little piece down through there. It's the piece that I cut off at the top. And it's really muted, so I think I'll put that down through there. That will work. Yeah, that's gonna work. And again, trim it. And you could collage these if you wanted to. And just put all your scraps on here. Okay, I like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and ink around this before I do anything else. Now we do need to cover the back, because the back is going to be where you can journal, so we need to cover that with some paper. And I'm just going to grab out some of my scraps of my coffee dyed paper. See if I've got enough to cover. Enough scraps. I don't think any of those are big enough, so we'll lay them aside and we'll use those for doing some embellishing or something. Now this is a slick surface, and I've had a lot of people say, I don't know how you glue on a slick surface, it doesn't stick for me. Well, I don't have a problem with it sticking using my art glitter glue. Now, I've not tried it just using a glue stick. I don't know, it might work fine, but I always just use my art glitter glue when I'm gluing on a slick surface, and I've not had a problem with it not sticking. And I also make sure that I press the glue in real well with my little card, and that makes a difference too. So I know a lot of you, I have not answered questions in a few days, as you guys know, but I read them as they come through. I know a lot of you have been asking about Miss Brooklyn. She is better today. Her mom said she was feeling a lot better. So I think for kids, maybe it's not quite so hard on them as it is us old people. But she's bouncing back really well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and grab my ribbon punch. This will be linked below. I normally keep it linked down there all the time. And this is just really good for punching your hole and then putting in seam binding or ribbon. It punches a hole like, let's see if you can see it, like that. See that hole right there where my finger is? And then it's makes it really easy to put your seam binding in there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ink around the back. Okay, now I want to put a little bit of something here. So let's just go ahead. I've got my doilies out. I've got some embellishments out. I've got tags out. I've got stickers out. I just pulled out what I thought I might be using. So we'll just grab some things and go for it. Kind of like that on there. You know what? I think I'll put that on there, and I may even have it as another tuck. Let me check it out. I think I'll put one of our a piece of doily under there. I like to use them in pieces sometimes when you're right at the edge of a page. Use it in pieces. That way you save your doilies, and it still looks really good too. Mr. Witt is still coughing like crazy. He's not quite feeling as good, which I don't feel wonderful, but he's not feeling as good as I am, I don't think. He's having a little bit of a hard time with it. Okay, I think I'm going to put that on there. And I'm not sure, this is a sticker, so I don't think I'll be able to make it into another little tuck, but it's okay. And I'm just putting some more ink on one of these doilies. Now we do have these doilies, these little tiny doilies in the store. I think we still have some. Like I said, I've not been working out in the store a lot. Brandon and Melina and the kids have been taking care of all that. But I think we still have a few more. And let's see, I may just let that kind of go off the edge and not put the whole thing on there. Sometimes less is more. There we go. I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. Okay, and now I want to put a little label or something there. So I'm going to dig into these first. These are the little Tim Holtz Curator. Boo, I like to not got that out, did I? Most of these are the Tim Holtz Curator. So I'll try to put one of these on first, and if I don't have one that works, then we'll go into our other labels. Nope, I don't want any of those. So let's grab the Tim Holtz Chit Chat, maybe. Let's see what we got in Chit Chat. And I do believe we have Chit Chat in the store, if I'm not mistaken. I think we do. Let's put this one that says Discover. Well, nope, we can't use that one. It's the same color of our doily. Edith, you should have known that. So we have a white one. Let's put Courage on there. And I am just going to lay that right across there. Now remember, when you're embellishing, to keep your edges offset. Don't put them all together. Don't put them the same. Like I didn't want to put that all the way over here. So offset everything, and it makes it more pleasing to your eye, or to the person's eye that's looking at it. Now, I still feel like I need something up here too, maybe. Let's just put a little piece of vintage trim up there at the top. That'll work. I'll trim this in because it's kind of ragged looking. And then we'll glue that down, and we'll have our tuck. And of course, where I put trim, I feel like I have to put a little bit of bling. There we go. going to go ahead and put a little glue on this to keep it from fraying anymore. There we go. Then I can glue this down. Now if you're stitching, you can just stitch this down, or you can glue it, either one, it doesn't matter. Okay, now we have a little tuck right there, so let's just say we wanted to tuck another tag in there, we could. So let's find something in our little pile over here that we can tuck in there. We've got these little tags we could tuck in. Tuck that in there. There you go. So we've got a tag and another little tuck there. And then let's put our seam binding up here, and we'll have that little guy finished. Now, all of my seam binding comes from my scrap cabin shop, so you can go over and check her out. She has the prettiest seam binding. What do we think? That light pink? Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, I think I cut a little bit much, but we'll use it. Yeah, I cut a little much, but I don't mind it being on there like that, and it can just stick out the top of the journal page if it needs to. So go check out my scrap cabin shop. I'll have her link below. Go over there and check her out. So there is one tag with some little unusual tucks. So let's put that aside. And let's make one using a book page. Now this book page is from, I'll link the book below. I can't remember exactly the name of it right now, but this one was one that I ordered myself, I do believe. So the only thing about this is just deciding which side you want to use, because they're both pretty, but I think I'm going to use this one. Now I'm going to make kind of a wide tag because I need some wide ones for the journal that I'm working on now. So we're just going to make a wide one. Now this book page is, let me tell you how big this is. This one is 8 3/4 by 7 1/8. So it's going to make a nice size tag, but it's not too big. If you've got any that are really big, you could cut them down if you wanted to. Okay, now I'm going to stitch around this, but I'm going to go ahead and cut my tag shape first, I think. Now, I'm going to glue part of that together, and then I think I'll stitch. And just deciding which tag template I want to use. I think I'll use that one. That way I don't lose quite so much of my flower. Okay, that is going to make a nice size tag right there. I like that. And I like, you've got the front and the back. Now you can still journal on this. You can see there's plenty of room for journaling. Now, if you wanted to, you could leave this to where it would open up, and you could use the inside too. Don't think I'm going to do that on this one, but you can certainly do that if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue in here, and then I'll stitch it. Alright, we have that one stitched around, and I think the stitching makes all the difference in the world on certain tags. But if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't stitch, all you have to do is use your pen, use a black pen, and go around and put your faux stitches on there. I used to do that all the time before I drug out my sewing machine. Okay, I don't think this needs a lot on it, but I do want to put a number on here, I think. And I'm going to grab a number that I have stamped previously. We might even put a little pull on here. Let's see if we've got one that will kind of go. Right, I think we'll put this one on there. This is from the Holtz Stamp Set. We have it in the store, and I will link it below. Right now my mind is blank as to what it's called. Oh me, that's terrible. I'll think of it in a minute. But we do have them in the store, and they have all sorts of little numbers and remittance things in there on the stamp set. I'll grab it here in a minute, and that way I'll be able to tell you exactly. Yeah, I think I'll put that right there. I'm just going to use, I'm not going to drag out my Bearly Arts. I'm just going to use a little bit of this glue stick. That works. And then I thought about this bird, putting it right there, but I don't know, to be a little pull, but I don't think that works so good, so let's don't do that. Let's just cut one of these little tabs and put there, and I think we'll just cut it out of this music page here, this little scrap that I have. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's put that there. And let's see, just trying to see if I have just a scrap of some lace that might go up under there. Let's use a different one. We use a little piece of this vintage eyelet. I think this came off of a slip, maybe. Don't think I want it all the way. I don't know, maybe I do. We're going to put this on first. Maybe making a mess, but we're going to see. Let's see if this works. Put this down here. And this is a piece of our non-stick craft mat, and I say a piece because it actually was a whole craft mat, and I cut mine accidentally. So I use it like that all the time. Now, what do you think? Do you think that might work? I think so. Let's put it down. And I'm not running it all the way past the end of the page, but I'm just running it right up to the end of the tag. So you can still see our little tab, but yet you have some lace there. And then of course we have to put a little bit of bling down through there because we've got lace. And I'm going to put the bling at the top since we have this at the bottom. Now another thing you can do is put a little eyelet in here and put a little charm hanging off of it if you want to do that. That's cute too. But I think that's all we're going to do to that one, except put some theme binding in the top. And what color shall we use in this one? That might be pretty. I think I'm going to use the green. This one is called Frosted Lime. I love this. This is so pretty. There we go. cute, cute, cute. I like that. And that'll be a nice tag. And like I said, you can journal on here, so I'm not even going to put any paper to cover that back up. I like that. So there is another one. All right, let's use some index cards and make some tags. Now, on that tag that I just made, I really didn't put anything hidden, did I? Or creative tuck. I didn't think about that. So it doesn't have a creative tuck on it. Oh well, we're going to leave that one. We'll put a creative tuck on this one. Now, I used 2 of these together because one doesn't seem like it's strong enough for me, so I like to use 2. And I'm going to cover up the back since this would actually be running the wrong way, so I'm going to put them together like that. And I'm just going to use my glue stick because I will stitch around this one too. So we got in lots more of these glue sticks. These are my favorite glue sticks. They're Pioneer Photo glue sticks. They're acid and lignin free, and they work well. I have used them for years and years, ever since Pioneer came out with them, I guess. And I've not ever had a problem. All right, let's cover this. I think I'm going to use that. And I know it's not long enough, but we're going to put something down there anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. And yes, you could have just used one of these and then used a thick paper. But I put it together as if I'm using a thin paper because I never know if I'm going to use a digital or scrapbook paper. So that's why I did this. But if you know what paper you're going to use and you use a very thick paper, then you don't have to put 2 of these together. I just like my tags thick. I've told you guys that before. I like a nice thick tag that I don't have to worry about bending when I'm putting in and out of a pocket. Okay, so there is that. Let's go ahead and cut our tag shape here. I just can't believe it, the people that are sick right now. I noticed Rachel doesn't have her voice back, and which I don't know what she had, but and then I was watching Tracy Fox last night. I watched her a little while, and her voice is coming and going, so it's like everybody has got something right now. Okay, what are we going to put on here for the little creative tuck? We might use that little tag for a creative tuck. Does that blend too much? What about that one? Yeah, I think that one stands out a little bit more. So you can put a tag on a tag. Don't worry about that. Put a tag on a tag. All right, we need just a little bit of something right down here at the bottom to cover that. And I think I'll just glue that little piece there. Gotta wait till it glues down before you move it, Edith. Well, I don't think that's gonna glue down. It's not wanting to glue. See, the good thing about using index cards is you already have your back where you can write on it. You don't have to do anything else to it. Well, I'm not really liking that, so I'm going to pull it off. And we're going to put some lace down there after we get this on. I'll put a little piece of lace across it. I think I like that one. Let's see. I'm going to try a couple here just to see. Nope, I think I like this one the best. So we're going to ink around it. And this is not a very thick paper, but it'll be fine for this, for what we're going to use it here for. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that down, and I'm only going to glue on the one side and the bottom. There we go. Now, if you wanted to, you could have a little hole here and put a little string out of that. I'm going to leave mine as is. Let's see. I think I will glue this little piece right here down just to make it a little bit stronger when I put my little tuck in there. All right, let's go ahead and punch our pull before we do anything else. Oh yeah, now let's see what we want to decorate this with. What about another doily, or a piece of doily? Let's try a larger one, maybe. Oh, I think I'll try one of those. Now this one, this doily came from Katie, I do believe. I think Katie is the one that sent me these. And Katie, I haven't heard from you in a while, girl. Are you okay? I heard from her for a while there, and then all of a sudden, I haven't heard anything. So let me know if you're all right, Katie. I think we'll put that there. The last I got word from her, she was making some digitals, and they were very, very pretty. But I haven't heard anything else from her, so I don't know. Hope she's okay. All right, and then I think all I'm going to put from here is just maybe a number right here. And let me just grab that stamp set and I'll tell you what stamp set it is. So this is the stamp set. It has all of these numbers and everything in here, and it's called Field Notes. And I drug it out one day and just got my scraps, and I went to town stamping all of my scraps. So now I have lots of numbers and things that I can use without having to pull my stamp out each time. So I can use numbers. I've got little, it says collect ticket in here. That one's that one. Got that little number. Register notes. So I have this whole little thing full where I stamped one day. I just went crazy. I got any kind of scrap that I had on my desk, I stamped it. Let's see, I'm trying to find I've stamped on vellum, lots of vellum. I think I might like that one right there. And we might even use that bloom down here. Okay, that'll work. Now the bloom, did the bloom come off of this? I don't think the bloom came off of this. I think it came off of another stamp. But as you can see, I've got this little thing full. And then I just stamp them and leave them, and then I finish them up as far as, you know, tearing them or inking them, whatever, when I start to use them in my journals. I don't really have enough room to tear there, so I'm just going to use my fingernail and rough that up a little bit. And you guys know how I feel about my vellum. Oh yeah, I like that. And then let's put this bloom down here. All right, there we go. Got that. And then we can tuck, you know, a little tag or a little card, whatever, under that side. Let me find something. Here's a little envelope. We can put that under there. You could make up one of those little letter things. Let's just go ahead and make one up. Try to cut this somewhat straight. The faux letter. And I think I'm only going to make it half the size, so we'll cut that down through there. Then you're just going to fold the middle like that, and then just fold up on the bottom. And then fold that around. Okay, so we have a little faux envelope, and you pull that out and do your journaling on it, and you can stick that right in there if you want to. So there is another. Let's go ahead and get some seam binding for that one. I think I might just use some of that. I think this is called Autumn. Yeah, that one's called Autumn. And there we go. There is another. So that is just some ways that you can do your little tags and have some creative tucks, as Melina said. Now on this one we didn't do the creative tuck, but you could do just another little tag or something down at the bottom, or a little pocket, and do some tuck places like that if you wanted to. You can do all kinds of things on them. Just use your scraps. Grab your scraps out and use all your scraps to make some of these cute little tags. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.